Hey guys, today I'm doing a book chat finally on Crown of Midnight by Sarah J. Maas. I know that I've not done a book chat on the first book in the Throne of Glass series, which is called Throne of Glass, because I read it before I started my channel. So when I get into the non-spoilery, I will never be able to say that. When I get to that part, I'll give a kind of a quick synopsis, but I cannot recommend this enough. I took a long time, obviously, because now this is like, there's 4 more books after this that are pretty much already out. I'm so behind. I'm trying to catch up. After Throne of Glass, was not as eager to read about this. Could I have been wronger? No, I couldn't have, because this is awesome. I give it 4.7 out of 5 stars, and from what I've heard, this is actually the slower book out of the series. So if this is the slow book, I'm in for a wild ride, and I'm gonna take y'all along with me, of course. And so, I know that I said I was gonna do grades. So I give this like a B plus A minus. It's Sarah, come on. It's great, just read it. And so if you do not want to be spoiled, click off now, come back later. Don't forget to subscribe and hit the little bell notification and come back later. Or if you don't care to be spoiled for some weird reason, go ahead and keep on watching. And that's it, guys. Click off. But don't forget to subscribe, because you're about to be spoiled if you don't. Okay guys, let's get into it. Got my notes here. Y'all know how it is. Okay, so like I said, I have not done a book chat about Throne of Glass. Pretty much the premise of this entire series there is the main character, Celaena, and she has really been through it, guys. Like, been through it. So she becomes, through the story of Throne of Glass, becomes the king's assassin. That's literally the first book. It's all of the trials and tribulations of her becoming the king's assassin. So you start out Crown of Midnight, and she is on one of her first of many tasks of pretty much killing somebody for the king. The king is a major doucher. So, of course, Celaena just like isn't killing them. I was kind of surprised about that, because I feel like I don't put it past her to kill somebody, but I also know that she isn't evil. So I think like her whole point through all this was like, I'll kill people when I want to, but I'm not going to kill people just because some random guy tells me, he's not random, he's a king, but you know, whatever, tells me that I have to, right? And so she literally is faking their deaths. And I was like, that's my girl. Like, you worry me, but that's my girl. Super excited about that. She's broken off anything with Dorian. I would just have to put a little disclaimer in here. We're gonna break for a second, okay? I don't know why, but in Throne of Glass, I was not a Dorian fan. I really wasn't a Celaena fan. I was a Chaol fan, and nothing has made me feel stupider than my opinion of those 3 characters than this book has. Could I have been more wrong? No, I couldn't have. Just awful choices made by me. I could not have been more wrong. So then she starts like flirting with Chaol, and he's like, I love her, but I have to keep a distance for our safety because I'm noble like that. Anyway, then the king gives her her next assignment after she kills one of the people he gives her, and she is given the assignment of Archer, which is somebody she's known from her past. So this is about like plot thicket, okay? So she works out with him, lets him know, hey, I'm not actually going to kill you. I'm going to give you some time to get out of here, but I need you to feed me some information in the meantime. And that gets real sticky, obviously, as we saw, because he is a two-faced liar and was like, yeah, no, we're trying to revolt against the king, kind of. It was like little bits and pieces along the way. I thought that was strung out perfectly. Sarah is the bomb at doing that. She gave you a little bit of tidbits here and there until finally she like drops the bomb that really he's like crazy. Then, like, the carnival comes to town because Dorian's, like, cousin and his brother and blah, blah, blah. I don't know. The carnival's in town for some reason. And Dorian and Selena think it's a good idea to go into, I think it's a Baba Yellowlegs. I know that she's like a yellow leg. Anyways, Dorian tells this witch that he has powers when his dad, the king, has abolished magic. Why? You sweet baby boy, why are you so trusting? It makes no sense. Then Selena goes in there asking questions because she finally figures out the first riddle just to realize there's a second poem riddle. And it's just like, did you not understand about the sword this whole time? That was the only thing. Like, I'm bad at skip reading, but that should have been pretty obvious to her, but it wasn't. So now she has like a whole new riddle that she has to figure out, which I was just like, Selena is good at doing certain things. Figuring out riddles isn't her strongest suit. But anyways, so in the midst of all that, of course, she ends up having to kill the witch because, one, she knows that Dorian has freaking magic. Poor Nehemia, if I'm saying that right, I'm so sorry. She deserves so much better. I really genuinely think, even though I've been told differently, that, I mean, I know she died, but I would like to think that she is going to come back to life somehow, but I've been told by people that have almost finished the series that she is like for real dead. But y'all know how it is in this world. You can't ever assume somebody's dead, you know. I'm just going to keep my fingers crossed. You know, with this last book, Sarah might just like pull her out of the ashes, but I don't think that's going to happen. So she dies and Selena's not even there because Kale gets kidnapped. My freaking camera's already about to die. This is so ridiculous. And I'm only at 7 minutes. Let's keep going. Okay, so she then is so mad that Kale knew that there was like a threat against Nehemia's life that then she like rages when she finds out that she's dead and tries to kill Kale. And then at that point, I'd realized that I was stupid and I shouldn't be Team Kale. And I was like, kill him, do it. And Dorian was like, with his magic, he was like, no! So he doesn't. He stops her, which was good because she really didn't need to kill him. But either way, so now everybody knows, okay, Dorian has magic. What? Crazy. It makes sense later on. So then she finds the word marks and everything, goes in deep in this little tunnel, finds the creature from the library or whatever. It's underneath the freaking tower from Throne of Glass. Nice connection, Sarah. So then Dorian follows her down there because poor baby Dorian is always doing crazy stuff. And they almost die. And they gotta work with their magic together. And so they're like, you got magic? And he's like, you got magic? And they're like, oh, we got magic. Cool. We're on the magic team now. She realizes, like, figures out the riddle, figures out that about the way keys and the gate and all that stuff, goes down, realizes it's in the crown, goes to get it, it's not there. She's like, oh my God, the king already has one of them. That's why he's so powerful. That's why he took over. We have to get all of them back, find out how many he already has, because he clearly already has one, and we gotta do something about all this. We gotta figure this out pretty quickly or else this is gonna get way worse. Oh, Selena has the bright idea that she's gonna open a portal so she can talk to Nehemia from like the dead realm. I don't know. Opens a freaking portal up and then, okay, listen, here's the whole thing. I'm a dog person, but I'm not enter a different realm to chase a dog person. You get what I'm saying? I'm like halfway a dog person. I'm not that kind of dog person. Dog goes into the portal. Some crazy stuff comes out. Nehemia's like, girl, why'd you open this? That was dumb. Cal then goes and follows the dog into the portal. Cal, why can't you just do like the actual right stuff? He's always like trying to make all these moves and do all this stuff that's good for her, but it's never actually the right thing. He's always doing all this like arbitrary, like random stuff that actually does not matter. So then what does she do? Chases them into the portal, and as soon as she goes through, like the ban on magic rips away and she turns into full-blown fae. And it's like, blue fire, and it's totally awesome. My camera died. I'm sure my zoom is different, my lighting is different. I was using a lot of natural light from this side, and you can't see my hands, I'm pointing this way. Anyways, I was really just getting into it too. That's what makes it so much worse. But anyways, so after they figure out, they shut the portal, and now all three of them kind of know what's going on, meaning that Kale is like, okay, Selena's Faye and Dorian, like, something's going on with Dorian. But okay, so keep in mind, again, that my best friend and my sister-in-law are up to date in this series. So over the years, I've heard them make some comments here and there, and I knew that Kale would eventually have some type of issue with Selena being Faye. I didn't know it was going to be so instant when he like wouldn't even touch her once they got back through the portal. Like, I mean, went back to get her, but then like Dorian even noticed that he wouldn't touch Selena. And I'm just like, listen, you plebeian. After Selena comes back to, very quickly she realizes that Archer has run off after, of course, she's figured out that he is the reason, or not even the reason, he put a hit out on Nahimi, and that's the reason that she's dead. So she follows him back through the grates and everything like that, and he almost convinces her again to let him go. And I'm just like, I do not understand why this one man is just like, has the ability to somehow trick her all the time. I think she just goes back into being her younger self in front of him, and where she was, you know, more naive and things like that, even that she's sometimes naive now, but not like that. Almost lets him go as he's walking off, realizes, and then just gets him right in the heart. Kyle's of course standing there, so then he's had the shock of the fact that she's Faye, along with that, and I think he's melding the two ideas together, like she's Faye and she's a murderer, and which I'm just like, who cares what his opinion is? Like, you're irrelevant, boo. I cannot believe I was Team Kale. Like, now, just over the span of this book, and it's not like he's done anything crazy bad. It's just like, how did I ever ship them? I really don't get it. So then Kale goes to the king and is like, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna make it a good idea, or the king think it's a good idea, to ship Selena off across the ocean, sea, wherever she's going. I can't remember what it's called. So he goes to the king, first goes to his dad and is like, I want you to back me up on this. His dad's like, okay. And then he's like, I'll come back home with you if you back me up on this. And of course his dad's like, okay, I'll back you up on whatever. Comes to the king, and the king's like, that's a great idea. I'll send her over there. She'll kill the king and the heir, when the king and the heir are her family. Like, but Kale doesn't know that because he's dumb. So she's like, less than 24 hours. Dorian's sitting there like shooketh, like, Kale, what are you talking about? Why would you send her off? So at the very last moment, she's getting on the boat, and Kale's like, I love you. Rude. He's like, I love you. And she just whispers a date into his ear, and then she like floats off, right? He goes and looks up this date, and the date is the day that her parents died. He looks up in some book, and he's like, oh, this is when the king and queen of, what is it called? I can't think of what it's called. Seriously. Anyways, that's when the king and queen died, and then he puts two and two together because it talks about how they had an heir, a girl that lived, and they don't know her whereabouts, and it described Selena. And then he puts two and two together that Selena is the lost queen. She is the rightful heir to the throne because he's an idiot and nobody had put it together before for some reason. Like, mind blown. So now he's like, okay, I just sent Selena into pretty much back to her people, because where she's going is like, I think her cousin is the prince, which would make like her like second cousin or uncle or something, the king, where also the Fae are, and he just sent her right back into it, which would be like the biggest threat to the throne. But here's what I can't figure out. This is my biggest thing that I don't understand. Is Kale that loyal to the throne that he doesn't want Selena to overthrow him now that he knows everything about what the king is doing? Why does he care that she has the possibility to overthrow him? Does he not want that? Like, I don't understand. Like, Fae or not or whatever, like, the king needs to be overthrown. So I don't understand what Kale's dilemma is. I'm getting angry, if you can't tell. Anyways, so that is how the book ends. Selena being, you know, separated from Dorian and Kale. My general synopsis of the characters, Kale can go kiss it, because I'm really mad at myself that I let myself ship him and Selena. Selena is like not relatable, because clearly none of us have ever been through this. If you have, good for you, and I'm sorry all at the same time. But she is so awesome. Like, I don't understand. Dorian, I love, he's like a sweet baby, but I know like he's supposed to be like this like kind of suave prince, but like for some reason like I just like don't see him like that anymore. I'm just like, I do love him, but I just like want somebody to protect him almost. So I cannot wait to see what they get into in this next book. I'm not gonna lie, I've already started the next book, but I stopped myself so I could make this video because I don't want to get them confused. But so I'm very interested to see what's going to happen in the next book with them separated, and she is going to be so much closer then to her family and really near people that can help her then follow through with a promise that she made to Nehemia about freeing her people. And I cannot wait. It's going to be so good. The series is so good. Sarah is so good. I cannot rave about this book enough, but that is it. And hopefully I will be back as soon as possible with the next book chat. I'm going to go just right through this series. So get ready. If you're into Sarah, that's what my next couple videos are going to be about. Just like book chats, bam, 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 running through this series, because I know that the last book in the series is coming out this month. I know I won't be able to catch up in time, but I want to be pretty close behind. That way I don't get too spoiled. So until next time, all my social media is down there in the description. I use Instagram and Twitter the most. I will also have my Goodreads down there. And in my Goodreads, I will have a bookshelf of this series and also Sarah's other series, A Court of Thorns and Roses. I will also link all of those down in the description below, so that way if you want to go see what I think about some of her other works, you can. And that's about it. Don't forget to subscribe. I'm trying to be better about making videos. I think you'll have to admit that I am doing better. I'm shortening the videos, uploading more frequently, but I don't want to make a video when I don't have any content. And so if there's little gaps in times, it's because I'm reading, guys. I'm trying to make some content. And so I'm also trying to write, as y'all know, and I'm trying to prep for NaNoWriMo. So that's going to be a little bit difficult. I'm trying to fit all this together, but I'll probably make a video about that too, so stay tuned. And that's it for today, guys. Until next time, you know what to do. Don't forget to do what you dig. Bye.